Following programming is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. Spiritually Speaking with Sarah is presented by the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. For the next 2 hours, listen, call in, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and share love and light.
Yes, indeed. There is a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we are answering your questions. Questions about life, love, money. Questions about just about anything. Right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can call us at 888-565-1470. And tonight, we happen to be writing some letters to heaven. If you could write a letter to heaven, what would you say? Who would you want to talk to? And how would the conversation go? Do you think that they hear us when we're writing letters to heaven? Do you think that God hears us, the angels hear us, our guides, our angels? Do you think your family members who've crossed to the other side hear you? Well, we're going to say that they do. Because it's amazing how they manage to give us a sign and show us how much they really care. But tonight we're writing to God. We're writing to all the heavens for all to hear. So let's begin. Perhaps you, if you're not driving, want to take out a piece of paper and write your letter to God. Write your letter to the heavens and let everyone know just how much you appreciate all that you have and where you are. And if you were to write a letter to God, besides saying thank you, what else would you want to know? Well, we have the attention of the heavens, and we so want you to receive your reply. So we're going to start to send it out into the energy, because I know that they, the universe, all that resides on the other side, they'll do everything they can to get a message to you. You see, we're never alone. We are always protected, and they use different means to show us that they're with us. Perhaps you see a butterfly. Perhaps you see a dragonfly. Perhaps you find feathers in bizarre, obscure places that they couldn't possibly be. Perhaps a bird begins to soar around you and then pose and almost have a conversation with you. Never moving, never wavering, just sitting there with you. What are you seeing from your loved ones on the other side? Do they send you messages? Are the lights flickering? Ooh, it's a little scary. Are you feeling the energy of someone in the room with you? Maybe, just maybe. Take a deep breath. Oh, yes. That smells like Grandma's perfume. Chanel number 5. Yes, they are giving us signs wherever they are. Maybe there's a scent of fragrance of an old cigar in the corner of your room, but nobody in your house smokes a cigar. Maybe your angels are sending you numbered messages. You're seeing 1111, 444, 333. Maybe repetitive numbers are appearing before you, 123 or 1121. And you think to yourself, what does that mean? And then we have to ask ourselves, what were you thinking? What were you feeling? How were you experiencing the energy? What was going on? Because it's what's going on within you that really determines how well they can connect with us. Because if you are all wound up, they can't get a word in edgewise. Still caught up in the little problems of the world, like a dog chasing your tail, not sure what to do. This is our time. This is our time as we come out of this quiet time. And we need to sit back and relax. And that we need to really tune up and turn on our spiritual Wi-Fi, because it's time for you to be talking to heaven. So did you get out your paper and your pen? Have you begun to write? Let's write together. Dear God, it's me. It's us. You know, the collective consciousness, all of us on the planet. We're sitting here going through a major change, and some of us are feeling really uncomfortable. God, sometimes we don't know what to do. People are beginning to kind of act up, lose their minds. They're not feeling comfortable. There's an energy of angst and discomfort in the energy around everyone right now. We're really uncertain what to do. We thought we were flying high in the world. Matter of fact, things were going pretty good. We were watching our stocks rise. We were exploring our businesses, our marketing. We were having new jobs and new opportunities. We were expanding our homes and our families. We were riding high on the hog. We were traveling from place to place, jumping on planes, taking a cruise. Yeah, maybe we maxed out a few credit cards, but God, we were having a really good time. God, we're not quite sure what happened. We don't even know what to believe anymore. There's so many stories going on. It's a wonder we even think we know who we are. But the one thing that we're holding on to, the one thing that we really pray our mother and father and our grandparents were right about, oh Lord, is that you're really there, God, and there really is a God. Because God, we could really use you now. You know, the other day, I was so saddened to hear some of the horrific things that happened. One of them happened in my very own hometown, my neighborhood grocery store, where I go almost every day, sometimes at 10 o'clock at night. But this was at 10:30 or so in the morning. Something just unforeseen happened, God. And we're all scratching our heads, wondering, how could this be? How could all of us who came here to share the planet together be in such misery that we would take it out on another? And how could we, as a high divine being created by you in your own image, be capable of such things? And how could fear be running so rampant? And how can we not know what the right thing to do is anymore? And tell me, God, how could it be that as families that sit across at the dinner table, we can't even agree on who to vote for anymore and agree to disagree? We all seem kind of revved up. It's really been a rocky few years. I know. I kind of read that book. You know that book, God, that talks about the last days? Holy crow. This better not be the last days, because I'm not ready. I think a lot of us aren't ready. We're kind of looking at, I don't know, things that are bigger than life all of a sudden. People we thought had jobs that would never change, those jobs are gone. People we thought were resilient and healthy, they were the most healthy people we knew. They were gone in just a few days. People that did everything right have everything wrong happening. So I got to ask God, why do bad things happen to good people? Why is it that some of the people who are following the rules still can't catch a break? And I'm not talking man's rules. I'm talking about your rules. You know those rules in the book? There's 10 big ones. And most of us have them memorized from grammar school. And we're seeing all of these thou shalt nots happening all around us. Maybe we got a little too big for our britches, God. I know. Maybe we got carried away in the ways of the world. We thought a little too much about that next vacation, or how much money we made, or how much fame we had, or how beautiful we could make ourselves by just buying all the latest products or putting all the latest products in our bodies and just making sure we were glam fabulous. So would that be part of the greed category, God? Would that be vanity? Would the fact that we got too big for our britches in some ways mean that we set ourselves up for this? That our egos and our minds were running the show and we didn't stop to listen to our heart? Could that be, God? But God, a lot of us, we pray every day. We meditate. Hey, listen, since 2012, we're in the age of we're being spiritual, God. So in this age of being spiritual, did we lose something? Are we missing something? Are we just going through motions and we don't really know what we're doing? Are we opening up doorways that maybe we shouldn't open up? Are we thinking too much? Worrying too much? Are we undoing our prayers by the words that we say, not an hour later, after we do our prayers of gratitude and joy and harmony and pray for the world? And then an hour later, we're worrying or distrustful or at the throat of a coworker. I don't know, God. But we're all feeling something, God. So I sat and I thought long and hard about this. And then I prayed for a while. And I had to shut myself down. You know, sometimes people don't appreciate when you shut yourself down. But you have to shut yourself down because, listen, I know you're my boss because I get to work for you every day. But there's a lot of people who aren't realizing that you're in charge no matter what happens. But the weight is getting strong and heavy. And everyone's feeling it. And sometimes the fact that when we're connected to you, when we're really connected, we can not just feel all the beauty that is you, but we can also feel all the chatter that is the world. And the world's hurting right now, God. We're trying to find joy and happiness. And now we're trying to distract ourselves all over again. Yay, we can go somewhere. But are we really in gratitude? I know everyone's got their path, God, and I know you're having conversations with them every day. But God, we could really use, well, maybe we need a miracle. We need a revelation. We don't want to be in the days of revelations. We just need a revelation. We need everyone on the earth to just stop for a minute and feel your presence. And for you to just give those who don't have hope a reason to find the light of hope. Because there are so many people who are feeling hopeless right now. Some people's health is just deteriorating and they don't know what to do. You know, we've got some systems in place, God, but sometimes they don't offer everything that we think we need to be okay. So we've got people financially struggling. We've got children who are out of the sync of life and they're struggling. They're not having fun like they used to. We've got parents who are really wondering, kind of like those days we read about in the history books, how they're going to put food on the table. We've got businesses that they're struggling, God. And we've got a lot of people who are losing faith in other people. We're forgetting that we're each created equal in your eyes. And instead of showing love, God, we're showing horrific things. And I can feel it, God. I can feel it because every time I pray, I can feel the weight. I can feel that people's minds are focused on everything that's wrong, that someone else is doing. They're not in their own backyards cleaning up their own mess. And everyone's blaming everybody. Welcome to the blame game here on planet Earth, God. So, dear God, many of our listeners tonight, they're writing their letters now. And there's some who need some miracles. So I hope you don't judge us by the group. That you stand in front of each one of us and recognize who we are. And that the beauty inside of us is a product of you. I know you promised to, but we're feeling a little sketchy right now, God. Not an easy time. Things are kind of coming out of the woodworks all at once. We've got this thing going on in part of the country. In America, the cicadas are coming up. Let me tell you, I'm glad to be here in South Florida because we don't have that, but I heard a story. One of my friends told me that their driveway was covered with them. It makes us think of the last days and the locusts. But we know scientifically it happens every 17 years. I get it. But for a lot of us, things we thought we had buried, our emotions that we never dealt with, our fears, maybe even some of our secrets are coming up to the surface. We don't know how we're going to handle it. It's kind of like the cicadas. And geez, we've been locked up for so long, I guess some things are like the cicadas because I guess it's mating season. But I got to tell you, God, it's not an easy ride. So talk to us. Let us know that our loved ones who passed so horrifically in some of these recent shootings, just let us know they're okay. And our loved ones who died from a disease that nobody saw coming. Oh, right. I know. Sylvia Brown predicted it. Nostradamus. I know. But who was reading then? We weren't paying attention. But here we are in the tail end of a pandemic, wondering what's going to hit us next, God. We're all feeling a little off balance. So before we begin to ignore what's going on and drive ourselves back to distraction and lose ourselves in this, all the world is a stage, help us find our way back to our hearts. Help us have compassion for each other and lend a hand to each other. Remind us that you're here. Give us the recommendations of beauty everywhere we look so we don't focus on what is wrong in the world, but we see the beauty. Every flower represents you. Every animal, every tree, every person represents you. So if the person's not dressed well and they're on the street begging, why do we have to wonder how they got there and what they must have done wrong? Why can't we just love them and give them compassion? And help us recognize when people are suffering so much and they're out of control that we can do something to help make a difference before it hurts other people. I know we've been kind of taught to kind of stick to ourselves and not put our business in anything else. But is that what you really want? God, we really need you. And I know you gave us all the tools we need. We come packed with a survival kit. I got the memo. There's this whole toolbox of great things that you've given us and a beautiful world. And you gave each one of us gifts so that we could survive and so that we could thrive and we could enjoy our lives, God. You gave us some of the most magnificent things to cherish. We weren't paying attention. So could we have a little reset of our own? Not the reset they're talking about in the world. I don't even know what they're talking about. They think they know. But only you know the truth. Only you know the answer. And only you know the plan. And I know, stand-up comic that you are, God. God laughs at he who has plans. So you're laughing. You really set this up pretty well. To watch us all run around, well, what are we going to do? And all we needed to do was turn to you, God, and be in gratitude and stand in the energy of love and trust that even though the days may seem dark, that the light's going to come and that you're always there. So whatever the letters say from everyone that sends them to you, I hope you're listening. And I hope you send an angel, an army of angels to everyone who writes you a letter. And we're a little thick here on planet Earth, so knock us on the head a little and make sure we understand the sign that you give us. Don't leave too much to gray area of interpretation because we're a little tired and worn. Remember, the garden When Jesus said, I'm tired and weary, we're kind of feeling that way. We've had, 15 months of Jesus in the garden, quite frankly. So it hasn't been easy. And maybe we did part of this to ourselves. But we're going to learn. You gave us this opportunity to learn and grow. But if you could have a little mercy and help us understand and help us find a better way to do it, then I know all of us, me, and everyone listening, the collective energy, will be most grateful. Well, God, that's my letter for now. I really, really hope you shine the light on us. And I really trust that there's a greater plan than what we've seen unfold. Thanks, God, for listening. We love you. We'll take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, I want to hear your letter to God. I want to know what you want to say. And we'll see what they have to say back to us. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. You know, I'll be right back.
Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
For the most extensive multicultural array of spiritual products, classes, and healing services in a comfortable and convenient setting, you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza in West Palm Beach. There you'll find the products, services, and spiritual development classes to help you bridge the gap between you and your spiritual connection. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Habitat Plaza, West Palm Beach. Call them at 561-682-0955 or online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. For yourself or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza, Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit them on the web at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me.
Because you know that you know me, I am Sarah Spiritual, and we are spiritually speaking with all of you all across the nation. And we're welcoming your calls at 888-565-1470. And we're writing letters to God. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear what's going on with you and how all of your lives are going. So let's go to our phone lines at 888-565-1470. And I've got to go to New York. New York, I've got Tony on the line. Tony, how are you?
Good, Sarah. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Tony. And how can I assist you tonight?
Sarah, I am going through something right now,
Yes.
and I would like to know, are my loved ones with me, or do they come and tell me when they're with me?
Yes.
Are they
Hold on.
here to support me, or are they here to tell me something is going on?
Well, it depends what the relative's up to and what's going on. Tony, before we even tune into them, what does your letter to God look like? What would you want to say to God in your letter or to your letter to the heavens?
I would ask them, which I did not write it yet, but in my head I would ask them, basically, why is this happening? What's happening? Guide me. I need guidance. I'm scared. I don't know I don't know what the future holds.
Yes. Well, they will give you guidance. They will give you guidance, Tony. And I'm going to tune in and see what we've got going on here. So, Tony, Spirit brings me back to about 6 months. Spirit tells me that about 6 months ago, things just started to cave in on you. Does this make sense to you, please?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, we're going to take you back to about January, yes? 2021, at the beginning of 2021 has been a rough start to you. Is this correct, please?
Yes.
Okay. And they also tell me that your health is out of balance as well. Is this also true?
Yes.
Okay. And they tell me that there's a series of tests that you have been doing. Yes, please?
Yes.
Okay. And there's a lot of fear around this. Okay. And so here is the first, wow, I'm getting a song in my head. First I was afraid, I was petrified. Remember that song? Kept
Good
thinking
song.
I could do it by your side, right? But then she says, go on, now go, I will survive. Okay? So first thing they say is that, I know you don't want to just survive, but there is an energy that's telling me that you're strong enough, that you're tough enough, and you're strong enough to survive all of these imbalances in the physical body. I also feel like, Tony, we're not sleeping right at night, we're waking up as well. Does this also make sense to you? Yes? I'm not a doctor, I cannot diagnose, so I cannot really get into too many details in the physical body, if that's okay.
Okay.
But I do see here that there's a strong strength here. Now, Tony, I also feel like you've been feeling lost and alone for a while, even prior to this year and challenges. Is that also true, please? Yes?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. And they also make me aware when I move into the energy, and I'm just kind of drawing out the energy for those who are watching me on camera. When I look in the energy, I also see loved ones above you who stand connected to you, and they stand in the family crowd, the family circle. Yes, so we have a circle of people. It makes me feel like your family's kind of extended. Yes, we kind of extend in different directions. Yes, Tony.
yes,
Yes,
definitely.
and I'm hearing we are family. Right, so we got a lot of people, a lot of fun, a nice family here. But I also feel like we had some serious ones here too. So we've got the serious family members too, and I have one serious person up there in heaven who's just kind of going, I'm a serious one. So we're going to look at that. Seems to be a male energy here. But I also made aware in the grandmother energy, but I stand in the energy of mother energy. Actually, mother has passed, Tony, please.
Yes.
Okay, mother steps forward for me, please. So she brings this energy forward. When you say, am I going to be okay? She steps forward. She makes me feel like she went through her own series of difficulties in her last days, please. Yes, please. Does this make sense
Yes.
to you? Okay.
Yes.
And she says to me, thank you. So it makes me feel like you were solid for her. Does this also make sense? Yes? So she's,
Thank you.
yes, and she makes me feel like she's being solid for you in return, okay? And I also feel like, okay, you have a very chatty family too, okay.
Yes, I do. We're Italian.
All right. Well, they're passing the bread, let me tell you. So, so there's a man who stands there, but he seems like he's the age of a father, but I don't want to place him in father energy per se. I really want to place him in an uncle or a older brother. Is there an uncle who passed that's connected to the family that you were close to, please? Because that's how he presents himself.
Very, 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 very good friend slash family member.
Okay, because he's got a fatherly kind of feel to him, but I know he's not your father. Okay, he steps up, right? And he's a little strong, and he can be a little rough. But he's very, very loving. He was the one who was like, "I'm being very serious here, Miss Spiritual. Like, I'm just standing here holding up the energy for you." So he's standing there, and Mom's just like, "She'll be okay. I love her." But he's kind of like, "Okay, we're going to keep it together here, people." And so he's got a strong energy, and I love his energy because he makes me feel as if, oh wow. There's a song I want you to listen to. It's called Butterfly Kisses. I haven't heard this song in a really long time. Well, Butterfly Kisses is about a father putting his daughter to bed at night, and he would give her butterfly kisses on her eyes. And that's the kind of the love he sends to you. And I feel like you went to him. You went for him for decisions, maybe work, business, life decisions. He was the guy you bounced ideas off of. Is this true, please?
Yes, it definitely is.
Okay, yeah, he's your confidant. Yes, he's the suddenly we're not Italian anymore. He's a confidant. Yes, he's the confidant. They are with you very much, and I also want you to know that this is going to, this is all going to unfold. And when I move you into the energy, I feel a lot more balance. Is there a procedure, something that you have to do, please, that you're supposed to do?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. Again, they're telling me we're going to be okay. Okay. So this is what they tell me. And they tell me that by September, you're going to be feeling really much more sure and steady, and that you can handle everything that's coming your way. Okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Tony, how did you hear about the show?
My friend Sarah.
Okay. Well, you thank your friend Sarah. It's my pleasure.
And Helena. Sarah and Helena.
Oh, Helena, too. Okay. Well, thank you very much. And keep me posted. And I hope you continue to listen to the show. God bless you. And all will be well. Bye for now.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to go to see what letters are being written from North Carolina. I got Faye on the line. Faye, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Faye. What do you want to write to God? What do you want to write to the heavens, please?
Wow. It's really in regards to my kids. I have two young children. They're both autistic and development delayed. The youngest self-injures, so he headbanged, toe twist. It's a lot of, it's not normal and it's not natural. And that I know because I've done other things to kind of figure out what's going on with them. I just can't get a response, and it's infuriating because I went out of work in 2019 for them, and I'm trying to go back to work, and after like over 100 applications and interviews and everything, like I have degrees and everything, I just cannot get a job.
Wow.
It's like I feel like I'm being blocked. I started my own businesses. They're not profiting. Like I just don't understand why. Relationship-wise with their father, like I had to go a bunch of legal routes to kind of get him away from us because he got a little... it got a little out of hand, especially with my oldest son.
All right, so we're gonna take a breath. I understand. We're gonna take a breath. So, Faye, first of all, how'd you hear about the show?
I actually used to live in West Palm. You kind of helped me out a lot in 2014 with the legal issue with one of my exes, and I just feel like I'm in a revolving door. So I actually met you through Soul, and she was my heaven sent. Yeah.
Okay. So, Faye, first of all, thank you for remembering us and remembering me. And let's go back. So, Faye, when you were a little girl and you were at the age of 7 or 8, who didn't show up for you, who didn't hold the space for you and make you feel important and valued and made you feel uncertain and unsafe? Who did that, please?
I want to say my dad, because I thought he wasn't, I didn't know he was alive until I was kidnapped around that age. And then police was asking me questions, and that's when I realized that he was actually still alive.
Okay. So there's a lot of trauma there, yes? So you're basically attracting people who are not able to show up for you. You're attracting people who are going to cause imbalance, make you feel unsafe, uncertain. And in a way, your son banging his head against the wall is maybe symptomatic of a condition, but it's really how you feel inside over life. So we got to shift your energy. And I know that thoughts are things, and I know you feel you're blocked, and I know you feel that your son is kind of open to energy of spirit. I also know that as well, yes. So you also feel like he's kind of very sensitive to the energy, and that also sends him off as well, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the best way we can sum it up on radio, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But you're following me, yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am.
So, Faye, you're going to be the woman who's going to transform this whole thing into something greater. So perhaps your letter to God is going to go something like, Dear God, I got myself in a pickle again. Some things seem insurmountable. And I don't want to be a victim anymore. I want to be a victor. So I'm going to claim your victory over all of these obstacles and conditions. I'm going to work to heal myself because you gave me power and authority over my own person, my own personality, my emotions. And I'm going to learn the spirit of discernment. I'm going to discern who I circle myself with because apparently my radar's off a little bit. So God, I'm going to be checking in with you a little bit more often. And God, I'm not going to hold on to all these rejections and take them personally because in the energy of now, I'm realizing that there's an even better opportunity coming for me. I just haven't put my name in the hat for it yet. But you and I are going to find that energy and make it work for me. And we're going to have a job. And we're also going to have the help and the care that I need for my children. And you're going to put your angels around us, and we're going to have a circle of angels that are going to block anything that seems the least bit out of sorts so that we can walk in the circle of light and nothing can touch us. And all the right people and all the right things are going to show up for me and for my children so that we get the assistance that we need. And I, in good faith, stood by my children to be a mother. So now I, good faith, stand by you, God, and I ask, deliver me from the circumstance and condition and bring me forth to an opportunity that most certainly is going to bring me the abundance and the flexibility that I require. And as I speak it, God, I already know it's done. You see, I just put your letter into the energy, but if I were you, when this gets posted on Facebook or YouTube, at the 6:45 moment in time, I would go transcribe it, and I would make it my mantra, Faye. Because you've got a little girl inside of you that needs to heal, who doesn't feel good enough and worthy to have everything you want, even though you overcompensated and made sure you had degrees and then some to be sure that you could hold a good position and show the world that you were not going to be the victim. But you did all that with your energy of your mind and the energy of your force. And you are a force to be reckoned with, by the way. However, we need to do it in the belief that we are worthy of all the things that we have fought so hard to get. So that's where you have to settle in and surrender. I do not mean roll over and play dead, honey. I just mean you need to surrender and let God step in. And your businesses will prosper. You might not have to go back to work for somebody else. It's just a little tweaking that we have to do in it. And we have to watch who we talk to. Can't be telling everybody our business. But one thing I would love for you to do when you can is for you to go to my website and look up the soul integration. It's this part where we go to talk to your little girl and we bring her from the past to the future. Because that little girl, Faye, she's trapped in time.
And she's blocked.
And I
can't remember a lot.
That's okay. All we need to do is take her. You see, she's underneath the surface, and she is clamoring like an orphan in a cage waiting to get out. And from being a prisoner and being kidnapped, you're going to go to be a wonderful way shower to assist others. You see, you went through what you went through because humans were misbehaving, but your soul went through it with you so that you could use this to turn it around and make a difference in other people's lives. Nothing happens for no reason. There's a reason behind everything. So you have to embrace that.
Yeah.
It is going to turn around.
Hope so. I need it to.
It will. It will. Go to my website, reach out to me. Let's stay in touch. Let's get some work done on unblocking your little one and dusting off some things on the energetic field that have just kind of weighed you down. Because I know not everybody in your circle's holding the good vibes for you to be successful. But that's okay.
Yeah.
You will be fine.
That's what I've been fighting against. Yep.
But we're going to stop fighting. We're going to put down the sword. We're going to hand it over to Archangel Michael. And we're going to start doing. You're wasting too much energy fighting people. Well, they're just getting in their own ways anyhow. And we're not here to judge them. We're here to just live our life and our destiny. And you're in the perfect time to do that, my dear, because when I look at the energy, this is the year of balance, your God balance, your career balance, and your love balance. So it's all going to turn around, and it all goes to the top, and the top is where the sun shines. So, Miss Faye, let the sun shine. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope I've been of some service to you.
You did. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye.
888-565-1470. And we're going to pop on over to Atlanta. We've got Pamela on the line. Pamela, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well, Sarah. Thank you so much for asking.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And what does your letter to God sound like, my dear Pamela?
Oh, gosh. Well, first of all, for all of the gratitude that he has done such wonderful things in my life and bestowed upon me when I've been there in relationship with him. But then again, in the times that I've been, quote unquote, too busy, he's still always been there for me. And the letter is thankful and grateful and asking for guidance at this point. Mm-hmm. I'm at a crossroads with a situation that hasn't given me the result I was hopeful for, and I'm wondering if I should continue on that.
So here at the crossroad we sit, and we kind of sit in the energy, looking as if we've done everything we can, but no piece is moving on the board game. Is that correct?
So to speak.
Yes. And I see the energy around you here, and it makes me feel as if you have also invested time in opportunities and in people, and it's not panning out. Does this also make sense to you?
In broad terms, yes. Not in the particular situation I'm at a crossroads with, but in broad terms, yes.
Because I see that one of the things that you do is you kind of spread yourself a little too thin in different circumstances, and we need to move you forward in a new energy to find your personal balance. And what is the question regarding this opportunity? If you could just give me a question regarding it, please.
Gosh, it's hard to phrase in this moment. It's a situation where my question would be, better question is, right now with the result, can this result be changed to a positive outcome for me from a perspective of resolution and trying to look for the right word. I can't quite grasp it.
So when you first tried to ask the question here, the resolution and things that we look for is reliant upon someone else making a choice, a decision on your behalf. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So the initial answer, and this is not what you want to hear, the initial answer is no. That's the initial answer. But there's a way around everything. But I feel like we have closed ears, closed doors. There's something missing in the story that needs to kind of be moved forward to resolve it differently. This has a legal paper to it, please?
It does.
Yes. So legal papers are the craziest things. There's always more information you can give somebody. And I feel like somebody's not getting the right picture, that the words, that the story, the articulation of the circumstances are not being presented in a way that we can get our just due. And I also feel like there's energy that's been manipulated to make it appear that way. So initially the answer is no. But you see, this is why I love what I do and who my boss is. Because I know that when we go to God and we say, okay, God, when I look at the energy, it seems like it's stuck and blocked. And that the scope of people that I need to assist me with this is just not working. So I need you to put before me the one thing, the shiny star that I need to put right down in front of them so nobody can deny that, so the turn can bend in my favor. See, on the other side of the fence, somebody's not being honest. I will tell you that. Something's not adding up. I will tell you that. This makes sense to you, yes?
It does. And when you said the shining star, I got an intuitive hit as to what that piece of information might be.
Okay. So you sit, you be still, and you hold the vision, Pamela, and you allow them to see. You know, one of the things that I was able to learn when I was with my teacher was, a lot of people when I was in work, they were like, well, how do you do that? How do you just pick up the phone and connect with the person when we're all struggling here to even get someone to answer our call? I said, because I sit and I wait and I scan the list of names and I go for the gut feeling and I go, I'm calling this person now. I'm guided, right? So instead of fighting on man's terms, you're going to be guided as to what to present so that the scales of justice turn more your way. So don't let the no shut you down. Let the no go, okay, that's where the energy is. Now what can I do to counteract man's energy, to infuse it with God's energy? This is how I want you to look at it. So take your shining star and run, honey. I hope I've been of help to you tonight, Pamela.
Tremendously. You've reinforced what I felt I needed to do, and I'm grateful for that. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome, Pamela. This is your first time calling into the show?
It's not, but
okay.
It's been quite a while.
Okay. Well, thank you for remembering us, and stay in touch. Keep us posted, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. We got some great things coming up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We have crystal healing bed therapy that's going to be coming up with our dear friend Calvin Cates. He's been off on hiatus with us as we were kind of closed down for a little bit, but now we're going to have our crystal healing bed, and that's where you get to transform your energy, heal the chakras, and this is the energy of the Casa Dom Ignacio. It's being channeled in from Brazil. So Calvin will be doing some crystal healing balancing, and that is going to be on the 25th and the 26th of June at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. You can visit our website and learn more about it, and we will be announcing some more information about it in the week to come. And then we've got my crystal class on June 22nd. We got crystals, lots of crystals, rose quartz, citrine, we've got it all. Aventurine, we've got black tourmaline. We're going to teach you everything that crystals do and what you can use them for, how to heal, how to shift, and how to balance your energy and the energy of your life around you. So if you want to learn about crystals, be sure to show up for our crystal class. It is the 22nd of June at 7:30 p.m., and the cost is only $12. We're going to take a minute now to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come right back to the phone lines and visit our friends on Facebook and YouTube. So stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light that opens doors.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management.
In this great
Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
The following programming is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. Spiritually Speaking with Sarah is presented by the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. For the next hour, call in and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and share love and light.
Yes, indeed, there's a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we are answering your questions at 888-565-1470. And we're going to go to Facebook and answer some questions from my friends on Facebook. And we've got Brandy Bryant Johnson. Brandy Bryant Johnson says, hey, it's my birthday. So happy birthday. Wonder what God's given gift am I supposed to focus on? First of all, the first thing that I see here for you is that this is a year for you to focus on making the changes that you want. God is prompting you to make a big shift and change so that things stop being the same. It's time for you to make this magical, mystical, alchemist energy of change. And in that energy, Brandy Bryant Johnson, you're going to find that there's a new opportunity that's going to bring you some financial wellness in during the close of the summer of this year, 2021. This is going to be a good, positive year for you, and it's the year to kind of set the boundaries, make the changes, so we are really set perfectly for January 2022. It'll be here before we know it. Thank you, Brandy Bryant Johnson, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have here on Facebook or on YouTube? Cindy Higgins. Cindy Higgins says, hello, Sarah. Do you see me meeting the right one for me soon? How will you know if it's the right one, and when will you meet them? Well, I do feel like this is the magnificent time of energy, because this is your year of learning to love self, pamper self, honor self, and personal empowerment. And Cindy, in this year of love and light, I see that I do see you meeting the right one for you. And the word soon, ? Well, I hope that November time is soon enough, because November opens up the window of great, strong possibilities as we bring you in to a really balanced, fulfilled life by the time your next birthday comes in the beginning of 2022. So thank you so much, Cindy Higgins, for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. And I got to go to Penny. Penny's in Boynton. Penny, how are you doing? Thank you for holding.
Thank thank you for taking my call and a belated happy birthday.
Thank you, Penny. I greatly appreciate that. And thank you for listening. What does your letter to God sound like? What do you want to say to God?
To please help me find a way because I'm lost.
Mm-hmm. Well, whenever we're lost, we're not as lost as we think we are, yes?
Certainly feels like it, and people just turn away for no rhyme or reason, so it's been very difficult.
This is a year to kind of clear up some old energies and old friendships anyhow. Sometimes people leave our life for a reason that's has a deeper meaning and there's a better, bigger purpose. But I also feel as if people in your immediate circle, for example, family, are not standing beside you as well. Is that also true?
Yeah.
Yes?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Gone. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And somebody a girl that I met a month and a half or so ago, or one day everything was fine, the next day she stopped talking to me and will not tell me why.
Well, sometimes
I ask people for help and they turn away.
So, Penny, they're talking to me about a son. You have a son, please?
No, I have no children.
No children. Who is someone who's like a son to you, or a male person that you were friends with that is kind of, but younger than you, that has kind of, you distance themselves with you? Because this is kind of the energy. They would be old enough to be your son. Who is that person, please?
Yes, my ex-husband had 2 children, a son and a daughter, but they haven't spoken to me since we separated about 20-some-odd years ago.
Okay, but that left a sour taste and a lot of hurt in your heart. Is that also true, please?
Terrible.
Yes.
Terrible pain.
Yes.
Terrible pain. I miss them desperately.
Yeah. Because they make me feel like whatever the division was between you and the son, even though it's not your blood son, you helped raise that young man, that this has left you with an inability to, you try to trust people, but you're attracting people you can't really trust. Penny, you're not as alone as you think you are. And I know that may sound kind of, I don't know, simple, because you're just feeling totally overwhelmed. And when you kind of sit I almost see you sitting in a chair with your hands over your head and just kind of being like, you don't even know where to start. You're overwhelmed, and I feel like there's a lot of things that have to be taken care of around in your, where you live. It's almost like things are out of place. You need help with things. Yes, please? Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to sell things to raise money because I haven't been able to get a job. I honestly think that they Google my name and find out how old I am and vanish.
Oh, well, then maybe we need to think of something that Penny can do, that she doesn't have to be penny wise and pound foolish. She can just, I had to make the joke. I'm sorry, Penny, but
yeah, it's okay.
I want to make you laugh. But Penny, I see the energy here is that we can do something from our home. We can do some type of business. There's something that you can do, Penny. We just have to kind of put our head together and see what that could be for you, because yes, sometimes there is, unfortunately. I'm not a lawyer, not a doctor, can't really give legal advice or medical advice, but I'll tell you there is such a thing as age discrimination. And so, and sometimes even if they look at your resume, they see the different, times that you've worked and how long. It's not rocket science to figure out that you're half a spring chicken, but not the whole spring chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
So in this energy, I will tell you this, Penny, things are going to start to lighten up a bit, because I feel like there's a strong energy of guidance from the other side, because I also feel like you miss some people on the other side as well. So this is also true, yes?
Yes.
And
the only person that can help me is my ex-husband, who's got more money than
God. I know. But I also see, and Penny, I've got to talk to you about this for a minute, because the relationship between you and your mother is passed, yes? Mother was a strong personality, please?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. And sometimes she could be a little harsh, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a woman who was relatively hard in the physical life, just really sending you, and so a lot of love. And even though that's not her overly loving character here on earth, from the other side, she's sending you much love. So I know that's not her personality here, but now that she's on the other side and, mellowed with God a bit, she's sending you love and support. And she's actually, they don't have the energy of emotions, but if she were to speak to me to express an emotion, she would say she was sorry for being so hard on you and making you not feel like you could believe in yourself and count on yourself. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, I see her birth date on the clock a lot, and I wonder why she's around, because she wasn't around when she was alive. And
Exactly.
she begged me not to leave her when my ex-husband, and I didn't listen to her, and she was right.
Yeah. But she's not holding it like I told you so now. She's holding it in energy to give you support. Yeah. Again, there's an energy of apology, an energy of sorry, energy of she understands the bigger picture. She understands that she was a product of the harshness that she had. And so she just carried it through. She was very, very judgmental of you and had expectations that you could not really meet. But your ex-husband, your husband at the time, made you feel like, well, that he was going to make everything wonderful. And in the end, you were at the beck and call of what he wanted to do, and you really didn't get to live your life the way you wanted to. So this energy here is something that we're cutting the cords of negativity regarding this bondage between the two of you, because you're still holding on to the pain of that disillusionment and that betrayal that went on in that relationship.
I need him. He's the only one, as I said, who can save me. I can't think of. I was going to send him a letter, and if he doesn't help me, I'm finished.
Well, write your letter to God.
Much money from me.
Write your letter to God first.
I had prayed to God to show me the way. And
write your letter.
Every day I think, every day I think that things will be different, but they're not, Sarah.
Okay. Because you're counting on a person to do the right thing. So now you're going to ask God to give you a miracle.
No, I mean that when I pray to God, I pray for him to show me the way, and that tomorrow will be a better day, and it just isn't.
Well, we're going to focus on other things besides what isn't going right. You see, we become the vibrational match of that which we focus our attention upon. Now, given that you've got two pennies to rub together and you're wondering how you're going to keep the roof over your head, I understand there's a lot more important things to focus on than sunshine and butterflies. I get it. Okay?
You're too much.
But what I will tell you is that if we keep focusing on what we're dissatisfied with, we will attract more dissatisfaction. So we're going to write a letter to God, and we're going to ask God to whisper to the ear of your ex-husband so that he opens his heart and does just enough to make things a little easier for you. And even though he'll never admit that it's a restitution and something that's owed you, we'll just be happy with what we can have, because we know that God will be the one orchestrating it. And then, if we ever feel so inclined, when we get the Spirit moving us, I mean, you really feel the presence of God, or maybe Mom's numbers are all over, or maybe you're seeing numbers associated with her, and maybe you need to go play that number, because I know that like a few $1,000s will not solve all your problems, but if you could win a little bit of money because God brought you a miracle penny, then that would just at least buy us a little more time. You see, and in my world, buying time gives time for the universe to catch up to our misguided emotions as they straighten up. You see, we've got ourselves all in a snit. Makes it hard for the universe to deliver, because they're not like dominoes. Don't deliver in 5 minutes, don't deliver in 30 minutes. They take time, and I usually don't like when I hear it takes 30 years, and I know chances are you and I don't have 30 years. So we're going to just move ahead, and we're going to ask the universe to deliver exponentially a miracle for you. And we're not going to limit it on the mercy of the ex-husband, but we will ask God to whisper in his ear. Are we in agreement with this, please?
Yes, that's a great idea. Thank you.
You're welcome. Penny, keep us posted. I'm so glad I was able to take your call. And
I'm so glad you were too. I really am.
It'll be all right, Penny. Trust. Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
888-565-1470. And we're going to go back to the phone lines. And let's see, I've got Dawn, and Dawn is in South Carolina. Dawn, how you doing?
Hello. How are you doing, Miss Sarah?
I'm doing great, Dawn. Is this your first time calling in?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Dawn, we're writing a letter to God before we get any further. So we got the pen in the hand, we got the paper, and we want to say, Dear God, what do you want to say to God? Dawn, let's make it a good letter because he's listening.
I don't know where to start. I'm telling you, I've been really sick. I just found out I have a place on my lung, in my kidneys, and I just had my gallbladder and my ovaries took out last week, and my relationship just went all to pieces. But it might be for the best. I don't know what to do. I don't have any family. I'm just here. I'm scared.
Okay. So let's talk about fear. Fear is not from God. False evidence appearing real. Thank goodness for doctors. They're taking out what's not working anymore. What's a gallbladder, right? We don't need that thing, right? So, but just we can do without that. Now, there's some other parts that we really need a little more attention. And this is where we're going to ask the angels, particularly Archangel Raphael, to step in and do a little bit of healing for you, because obviously what's going on in your lung is a little pressing here, and this is giving you a lot of fear and concern, right? But you are a strong person, and yes, so the relationship is kind of dissolving before your very eyes, but you have to ask yourself what wasn't working in the relationship, and maybe they were stifling your breath, and maybe the breath of life was being squeezed out of you from this connection with this person. So sometimes God does us a favor, because maybe we'll be able to heal when we don't have that person just hovering over us and being just, not the best vibrational match for us. So I think we need to reevaluate the relationship, because according to my spirit guides, it's not feeling like a good one. Now, here's the best part of the story. When I move you towards the end of the year, when you're strong, and you're going to be strong, and when you are healed in a way that your physical body is back on track, and you're doing whatever you need to do to sustain yourself for your strength, this is a year of great finances. So just when you think you're lower than a pig in a poke and down in the dumps, we are going to lift you out. You're going to heal, and then there's going to be some financial reward coming for you. Because I feel like one of the fears is that, how am I going to take care of myself through this? And somehow that's kind of kept you like a ball and chain to part of this relationship as well. Although when I look at it, the relationship doesn't seem like it was bringing too much to the table anyhow. So what are we doing? Is that true?
Yes, ma'am. You're exactly. Yes, ma'am. You hit it on the head.
I know.
You really have. You got it.
Okay.
You're right.
So when I look at this energy, I say this to you, and hear me with your heart. You put you first. Trust God's going to heal you. And this is the time to clear the deck, honey, because if it's not working for you, then you're not going to be the subject of somebody else's bad energy, because you need all the good vibes you need. And Dawn, there's like a business idea or something that you're looking to do, because you are a business entrepreneur in the making, and I want you to focus on that. No, you're not a customer service office person. That's just some of the things that you could do, but there's more to you than just getting a paycheck, and this is where God is setting you up to go, so that you will have to be resourceful in your times that you can't function by the regimen of what the world would expect you to do while you're healing. Is this making sense to you?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Miss Sarah.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Dawn. How'd you hear about the show?
I've been following you for about a year now, over a year.
Well, thank you.
I've been following you, and you've helped me out before plenty of times. My mother was killed, and I've had a time for about 3 years now. I lost my mom. She was killed by a train, and I lost my best friend. I don't know if you remember. And then I lost my loved one of 4 years, and that's when I got with a new relationship. And it's been downhill. I mean, I stay in the house. I knew my health wasn't good, but I still don't go. I'm there.
I understand.
Really,
I understand, but you need to take a breath. Take a breath.
You've helped me, though. You've helped me many a times just by listening, and you talk to other people, Miss Sarah. You've helped me, believe it or not, sometimes.
I appreciate that, and that's what I show up for. But let's just take a look at this for 1 minute. Your mom. Tough. I'm surprised. I'm surprised she didn't stop the train.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. You got that right. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And your mom is still with you. And when I look at the energy of your mom, I feel like you can actually feel her pushing you, talking to you to keep moving, to keep going. Don't stop. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Because your mom hit a series of things that happened to her throughout 7-8 years prior to her passing. Was a really difficult time for her.
Yes, ma'am, it was. It was very hard for her. Yes, ma'am. She had a brain aneurysm. It was rough for her. Yeah.
And she overcame everything.
Yes, she did. She was a strong woman.
So she's giving you her
miss her.
strength. She's giving you her strength. And she didn't stop to take care of herself when she needed to. And you're going to stop and take care of yourself. And you're not going to play around with a relationship that doesn't honor you. Are we clear?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I need to let it go. It's been needed to let go for a long time. It's past overdue.
Okay.
It really
And
is.
when you
It's hard.
find the strength, when you're in the zone, we got to be in the zone. You'll be fine. All right, Dawn.
Thank you, Miss Sarah.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank you for listening. Please keep us posted, and thank you for following us. We appreciate it. Bye
Yes,
for
ma'am.
now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're coming right back to the phone lines, right back to our friends on Facebook and on YouTube. We've got, they expand the phone lines around here. So we got more calls than we know what to do with. So keep on dialing, keep on calling. We're going to get to as many calls as we possibly can before they yank me off the air. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
For the most extensive multicultural array of spiritual products, classes, and healing services in a comfortable and convenient setting, you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza in West Palm Beach. There you'll find the products, services, and spiritual development classes to help you bridge the gap between you and your spiritual connection. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Habitat Plaza, West Palm Beach. Call them at 561-682-0955 or online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. For yourself or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in the Habitat Plaza, Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit them on the web at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah and be in the energy of light. Call Sarah Spiritual now, toll free, worldwide, 1-888-565-1470. 1-888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook, YouTube, or Periscope.
Have we met before? I am Sarah speaking with Sarah right here on WWNN 1470 AM 95.3 FM and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And we are going to be connecting to you every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. So if we don't get to you tonight, be sure to call us back next Wednesday night. Visit my Facebook page, Sarah Spiritual. Like the page, follow the page. And we do pop-up shows there on Facebook and on YouTube. So follow Sarah Spiritual on YouTube. Love to have you follow us. I've got to go to a caller in Hollandale. I've got Joey on the line. Joey, how are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, Sarah. Thanks. Good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you, Joey. And Joey, what is your letter to God?
My letter to God is that I'm grateful for everything that is happening in my life right now. And my question is, will I have a pivotal moment where my prosperity, my finances will increase and get more regular? I feel like I'm in a shift. And I also have a question about, I've been a wonderful new neighbor who is a blessing from God. And I want to know if that's going to go somewhere romantically or if it's just a friendship to go to something that's different.
Okay, so let's start with the first question. You kind of have a little static in your line here too, Joey, so we're just do our best.
I hear it.
So here's the thing. The first thing that I want to say to you is, prosperity has been a little up and down, but I do feel that around the time of your birthday, you feel much more secure, much more stable in the financial area. Consistency is the word that I see. And regarding the neighbor, I really see that they serve as a companion, friendship, connection, but I don't see it being something more than that. It's just good to have somebody that you can count on, who's close, who you can be friendly with. I don't really feel like it'll be a strong love connection that will stand the test of time, and it really Spirit is putting it in a friend category, Joey.
I feel it. I know. I kind of knew it. I just kind of sometimes.
Sure, we want confirmation. Yes, absolutely. I appreciate that.
We have so much in common. It's amazing. I think it's a blessing right in front of me. We can't even avoid each other.
Good. And, well, enjoy the company. Enjoy the equal vibration here, Joey. And then just trust that they're going to be, good company for you and someone that you can, kind of break bread with from time to time.
Okay, and I bless everybody that has called with trouble because I've been, I get calls myself with people.
We understand that, Joey. We understand. I understand.
I bless you, Sarah, because
thank you.
How we handle things.
Yes. Well, I can't speak for Joey. I can't speak for how you handle things because I'm not familiar with that, but I appreciate that, and I trust that we're all being guided to help people who come in our path, and I truly, truly appreciate that. You take the time to listen, and you take the time to follow, and you take the time to call and to ask your questions and, trust your own intuition and seek confirmation, because as you do it, Joey, what I would say to everyone is that we all have the answers inside. It is up for us to follow that guidance and then just seek confirmation. But God is inside all of us, guiding us all.
And the word you use, consistency, is amazing. I went back to when we met back in 2017, and I said, boy, things have changed so much from there to today.
Absolutely, yes.
You've taken me from vertigo to all tenants to a much more peaceful life, knowing that God has my back.
God always has your back, and somewhere inside you always knew that. It's just good to be reminded. Joey, because of the static, I'm going to bid you farewell for now because we are on radio as an entertainment to others. But thank you so much for calling and following the show. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to go back to the phone lines, and we're going to line up our friends on Facebook. You got a question on Facebook? You got a question on YouTube? I want to talk to you. We're going to be popping onto Facebook and YouTube in just a minute. But I've got to go to Michigan. I've got Ronnie on the line. Ronnie, how are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Ronnie. Good to connect with you. Is this your first time calling the show, please?
No, this is my second time in the last probably 3 years.
Well, thank you so much for remembering us and following back up and continuing to listen. That I so appreciate. Ronnie, when I look at the energy here, the first thing that they make me aware of is that this year is how big can you go? How can we subsidize our finances so that we can be in a great place? And how can we launch something for work, business, career, money for ourselves? This is the energy that Spirit is showing me around you. You're planning to do something financial or work something different in career, please, to advance yourself?
Yes.
Okay. And is it a business idea that we also are nurturing and taking care of as well?
No, I'm taking care of some people, and I'm really liking it, but financially it's just not hitting the pocket like it should.
Okay.
But what I do, I get so much benefit from, like
I understand.
helping people.
But there's financial reward coming in this year. So, oh my God, I just realized how I said that. I said there's financial, like I was like such a New Yorker talking to the girl from Michigan. And I'm going to tell you, Ronnie, that there's just a fabulous amount of money coming to you this year, and I want you to be ready. Okay. It's coming. No, I see it. It's money coming. So sometimes we do a job of passion that has purpose, that maybe isn't as rewarding, but somehow God finds a way to reward us, or that will lead us to another opportunity, and then everything will line up financially well. Ronnie, what is your question for me tonight?
I helped my mom, I think, pass to the light. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering, is there only one light, or is there more than one light? Is it all God's light?
Yes, it's all God's light. But let me describe heaven to you as I see it. So I see this beautiful, vast light of energy that is undefinable and it has no boundaries, right? It's just this vastness of light. And within the vastness of light, there are other circles of light. And these circles of light, they represent the soul connections that are connected to us. So it could be your cousins who've passed. It could be your great-grandmother. It could even be your neighbor who was part of that soul collective little group of people who chose to reincarnate within a certain time. And we are connected in some fashion. It's not always just, I see just family members connected. So it's a pod of light. And then in that pod of light, it holds individual sparkle lights, almost like twinkle lights at a Christmas tree. And these twinkle lights represent each individual who is in the other side, who's in this circle pod that's in the great vastness of light. So there's these balls of light that have twinkle lights in them. And then when I make the connection to speak to someone, the twinkle light begins to emerge a little differently and steps forward and takes some kind of form or shape and places itself in a way that I would recognize. And from there, I become aware of who they are, and then I build the connection with them. So they are all in the light, to answer your question, and they host their own light. And I do believe that there are levels. So some little pods of families are a little bit in the very beginning of it, and then some have moved their way through it. So it's kind of like a corporation in a way. And then in the higher end of the light, we got the guides, the angels. They're above all of that. And then there's this one vast spot where it's where they host all the screens of the scenes of life that have a cause and effect that we need to be aware of. And it's kind of like the story of your life. And everyone goes before this vast energy of knowing. So it's a cognitive awareness, because we don't have a physical body, so we don't stand in front of God and look at a movie theater, but it's like there's these flashes of memories of things that we have been a part of, and we get to see the action and reaction of some of our best moments and our not so great moments. And this is how we kind of cross things off on the list of our soul that let us see what we could have done better and what we accomplished in our journey of life. And this is how they kind of break it down for me when I get up there to look and see. So there's one great light, and the light has different levels, but light is light, and it's all part of God.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome, Ronnie. I hope I answered
How'd
your
you
question.
know I needed to hear all that?
I don't know, but you know what?
Many blessings, sweetheart.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We're getting all across the states here in the U.S. of A. But I got to go to Facebook. That takes me outside of the U.S. and puts me God knows where. But let's see what we've got going on. We got Facebook. Oh, we got Tammy Hill. Tammy Hill, she's in Connecticut. Thank you very much she says, great opening tonight. So thank you, Tammy, for that. Anything from them on the other side? It's my father's birthday in heaven on the... What day is the father's birthday in heaven? Because it's not in the question.
10/17/1967.
That's her birthday. So the 18th, on June 18th. Okay. So here, what I've got to say to you, Tammy, is that There's been a lot of talk of loved ones on the other side, and they're also making me feel as if your father is kind of connected to you and talking about people being on the outs and not really seeing eye to eye, and that there seems to be a little disruption. But your father's very much around you, and it's almost as if he's trying to show up to make up some things that he didn't accomplish here on earth. But you need to stand true to yourself, and if people choose to disagree with you, Tammy Hill, then you need to stand in your truth and speak your truth. So thank you, Tammy Hill, for your Facebook question. Who else do we have here on our Facebook and our YouTube here? We've got Gypsy Star. Gypsy Star says, hey, Sarah, please, am I headed in the right direction? Are things going to work out for my good, or will this continue? You know, Gypsy Star, it's time for change. The winds of change are here upon you, my dear, and it's really a time for you to seek and find the energy of your personal balance. We've got a lot of people who are out of balance calling in tonight because I keep hearing the word from Spirit, balance, 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 balance of personal life, balance of your finances and career, but you have to look up to the circle of God, and that is at the top of the balance. And so, Gypsy Star, you want to begin to withdraw yourself from the people that are toxic and step into the energy of something that's going to be more beneficial for you in a, I don't know, like a more equal experience. So Gypsy Star, things are going to work out for your good, but you're going to have to make the change to make it work out for your good. If you stay as you are, they will remain the same. And I know we don't want it to continue. Thanks so much, Gypsy Star, for your Facebook question. We're going to take another question from Facebook and YouTube before we go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. I've got John Sullivan. John Sullivan says, Sarah, I've been so emotional lately. My grandmother and my cousin recently passed away, only 2 weeks apart. As a masculine, of course, we're brought up to not feel emotional. We understand that, John. And so when I look at the energy around you, you're going to have to let yourself let go and allow your grandmother and your cousin to step forward and comfort you and feel the energy and be, well, in the energy of grief because we've lost their physical connection. Understand, John, that they are always with you on a personal level. And if you want to make a connection with them, John, I would love the opportunity to have a personal session with you, John Sullivan, so we can kind of bridge that gap and ease some of the grief that you're going through. Just know that you're very much loved from the other side. Thank you, John Sullivan, for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to the phone lines. I've got Sade, and she's in Fort Lauderdale. Sade, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Good to make a connection with you. And how can I help you tonight?
Well, I just wanted to know what type of answers or messages you have from the other side for me. I honestly didn't even think that I would even be on the radio and even answer.
Okay.
I've been going through so much right now, but I always try to be likable as a person.
Okay. So, Sade, let me ask you this. We're writing letters to God. So if you were to write a letter to God and you were to say, Dear God, what would you say after that?
Dear God, heal my heart, heal my mind, help me to see the love that people see in me. I just been through a lot. I've been through so much where I just want to see the good in people, that I know that no matter what I've been through, I still have that good inside of myself.
Well, you always have the good inside of yourself. You just need to let it shine, honey. The first thing they also make me aware of is that not everyone is showing up for you during this time as well. Is that also true? I see betrayal. I see disappointment, disillusionment. I feel like someone you thought you could count on, who was kind of like someone we were connected to in some kind of friendship or love, they're kind of divided from you and you're not feeling like they've got your back anymore. Is this also true, Sade?
It's very true.
Yes. And I'm seeing this division between the two of you, and it makes me feel like you're second-guessing your ability to judge who's who in this world because you really expected something different from them. You thought they were different from the other people. This is also true, yes?
Yes.
And is there a paperwork or something we've got to fill out, hand in or something? What kind of papers are these that I see around you, please? Any legal papers, please? Legal papers?
Yeah, it's a lot of things that's been transpiring in my life that I'm trying to bring into understanding.
Okay. We will get through this too. And I'm also seeing the possibility of a move. You're giving thought and consideration of a move?
I'm actually homeless.
All right, honey. See, I see a move.
I'm actually homeless. I'm homeless.
So there's a move coming. Somehow you're going to find a new place to live. And someone is going to assist you in this journey.
Thank you.
And you're not alone. This is a time where you recognize, number one, how strong you are. I'm going to ask you to always to pray to God and the angels to keep you safe wherever you go. And for them to put before you the right people to assist you through this journey, which in the end ends up being a lesson for not really trusting ourselves and believing in the wrong people. Okay?
Yes, I accept that with a smile.
Okay. And in the moment of now, I want you to repeat after me. Are you ready?
Yes.
I am the woman who
I am the woman who
is powerful.
Is powerful.
I am a magnet of success.
I am a magnet of success.
I am resilient.
I am resilient.
I am resourceful.
I am resourceful.
I am reliable.
I am reliable.
And I can do anything.
And I can do anything.
Okay? So in the moment of now, I am complete.
In the moment of now, I am complete.
So you remember to tell yourself that every day. And you just trust that somehow, some way, doors are going to open and you're going to have a place to stay. You're going to land yourself a sweet little spot of a job. You're going to make some money and you're going to have your own shingle to hang for yourself. And you are not going backwards.
I am not going backwards.
No, you're moving forward.
I have my 11-year-old child sitting here listening to this.
Good.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, honey. How did you hear about the show?
To be honest with you, my battery had died on my car because, like I said, I'm homeless. And I went and bought a battery, and I'm not sure if you know, like when you put a battery in your car, everything restarts.
Uh-huh.
So I started to channel my radio station, and I heard your voice, and all I heard was spiritual, and it rang into me. And I never, ever got a chance to talk on the radio. I didn't even know that this would come. I just dialed the number.
Well, you see, this is why we trust in God. And this is why when we write the letter to God, and if you have Facebook, you can go back to the beginning of the show under Sarah Spiritual. Just remember Sarah Spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
And you can listen to the opening of the show, and I wrote a letter to God on behalf of all of us, and I'm pretty sure it's going to resonate with you.
Sarah Spiritual.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And
You're welcome.
Pray peace, love, and light to you.
Oh, same to you, and safety on the journey. Remember, the setback is a setup for a comeback, honey, so don't let it bring you down.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Show your 11-year-old how it's done. All right. Bye for now.
All right.
Stay
Have
well.
a good day.
You too. God bless you. Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to go back to the phone lines, and I've got to go from Fort Lauderdale to Illinois. I've got Eileen on the line. Eileen, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Eileen. Good to connect with you.
Thank you so much for taking my call.
You're welcome. What is your letter to God going to be?
My letter to God is to tell him how grateful I am. I know I'm not alone, and that I trust in him. Even currently, as I am having a lot of overwhelm.
Yes. Little bit more than you can handle at this moment, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Well, then, as long as you don't spend 40 days and 40 nights in the garden, you're doing good, right? So we can handle this.
Right.
Okay. Eileen, one
Yes.
step at a time. We want to make a shift. We need to make some changes. We want to make a move, yes?
Yes.
Okay. That's a lot to do, yes?
Yes.
So we have to prioritize. This is all going to kind of come to a resolution with ease and grace over the next couple of months. So it's all going to come together. Time being an illusion. 2 months, 3 months, it's coming together. You have to pace yourself. And what I want you to focus on the most, Eileen, is how it's going to look and feel when you've reinvented yourself in a whole new environment. And how that's going to be for you. Simple, clear, clean, easy. And that everything you need help with in this process, which seems overwhelming, the right people are going to show up for you to assist you. Because you have some friends where you live, yes?
Yes. Not many.
But you have some. And all you need is a couple good people to show up and help you just kind of get yourself on track. Now, we're also kind of weighing out pros and cons and money and things, and so sometimes that starts to kind of creep away on you as well, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I'm the woman who has more than enough at all times.
I am the woman who has more than enough at all times.
Okay. The universe is never going to turn their back on you. There's never going to make you feel as if you have to struggle. It's us, we within, that feel like we've got to pay some kind of penance and struggle. Well, those days are over. It's your time to move forward. Eileen, I also am made aware that you were very supportive to family members during their times of crisis. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And there's someone who passed that you were particularly helpful for as well. Is that also true?
Yes.
Okay. And you've been talking to your loved ones on the other side. Yes, please?
Okay.
Yes. And you're starting to get some signs, Eileen, that they hear you. Yes?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Trust the signs. Trust the confirmations that you're receiving. I have two people who stand above you who make me feel as if they're tied to you directly in family. This is true, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I've lost a lot of family.
Yes, but two that are kind of like direct connect. Yes, please?
Yes.
Mother's on the other side. Yes, Eileen?
Yes, she is.
Yes. And energy is right there, but mom seems to have done a lot for other people too. Yes? Did mom do a lot?
Yes.
Like she had a lot of things going on, or did something, or volunteered, or had people that she did things with or for. Like mom seems like she had to do a lot for people. Like that was something that made her feel important. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
And father has passed as well. Yes, please?
Yes.
These are the two people who stand above you, directly above you. And they're giving you all the support. Your father's kind of funny. Very funny, actually. And so I don't see your dad like as the kind of guy who would say, here's a check, go buy yourself something, right? He doesn't seem like he's very free with the money, yes? Makes me feel like he worked hard and he kept what he had, and he taught everyone to have an appreciation for money, right? Because money doesn't grow on trees, Eileen, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Dad's writing me a check. He's not writing it to me. He's writing it to you. So it's a check from the universe letting me know that everything's going to be okay. So whatever deal you've got to make, whatever negotiation, whatever we've got to do to simplify life, Eileen, Dad's writing a check. He's got you covered. And here's a man who we would have to probably beg to get a nickel out of his pocket. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Very simple man.
Very
We didn't
simple.
have a lot.
Didn't have a lot.
We had 8 children.
Mm-hmm. So he wasn't handing nickels out to everybody because he did not have that, but he made sure everything was taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said he's a funny guy, because it's out of character for him to be writing a check, but he's trying to get my attention. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to give you or help you get what you need. Know that he's with you. He's been popping in your mind a lot lately, too, yes?
Yes, I didn't get to say goodbye to him. He died tragically in a car accident. But he did come to me after.
Yeah. But now he's got you covered, honey. One step at a time, Eileen. This is how we do it.
Okay.
And what was your follow-up question on what we discussed here? Because I feel like there's one more thing we have to say before I let you go.
I've just been helping a lot of family members, and I got very overwhelmed. And finances have been hard, and I just kind of feel a little strained.
Okay.
And so I was kind of wondering about the finances because I actually just hit bottom.
Oh, no. Dad's writing your check. Remember we just said I am the woman who has more than enough?
Yes.
Okay. So, but we're also, going to learn to say no. So sell some things, organize some things, get some things together, recoup, simplify. Everything will come around. Why do you think I said I am the woman who has more than enough?
More than enough.
I said that because you are coming from a place of lack. That's like written in your NOG.
Yeah.
Okay, we are not a woman of lack.
Okay.
What's your follow-up question to this before we go?
Is my mom happy? Is she mad at us?
Your mom could never be mad at you. She's in the energy of God. I don't know why people don't agree, but she understands. Whatever the misalignment was between, 3 or 4 of you. She gives me 3, then she says 4. What is she talking about, please?
We had to make a decision to take her off life support.
And how many is we?
There were 7. And 4 were kind of on board. 3 were not.
Okay, 3 or 4. Thank you so much, Mother. Obviously, she was weighing in. When I tell you she's at peace, she's at peace. You need to put yourself in peace. She was not going to live a life that was going to be the kind of life she wanted to have had she stayed any longer.
Right.
So the majority won for a reason. You did the right thing. She is at peace. She is with you, and your father is with her. Apparently, he's holding the checkbook these days. All right. Thank you so much, Eileen, for calling. I trust that I've been of service to you.
Sarah.
They're getting ready to wave me off. All right.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Remember, more than enough. Bye for now.
More than enough. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, everyone, we are all more than enough. There's more than enough from the universe. Trust that the angels, the guides, and God have your back. Remember to write your letter to God. I started us off at the beginning of the show. Go back on Facebook and YouTube to watch the show if you've missed Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. I am Sarah Spiritual. I trust you build your connection and know that you're never alone. Good night. God bless you. We'll see you next week, Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. Bye for now.
There's a life leading the way.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate life. Listen and call in next week and let Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in next week for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.